What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Drew Hoover, and today we're going to be talking about the Fiesta Bowl. 5th ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus the 9th ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys. Should be a fun game to watch. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please click that subscribe button. Also, if you have any graphic design needs, Anthony Garcia is your man. His link is in the description below, www.anthonygarciadesign.com. Now, the first thing I think about when I think of this game is the fact that Oklahoma State had this 5th spot leading up to the Big 12 championship game, but then Baylor upset them winning that Big 12 championship. And honestly, it's the fact that Spencer Sanders in both matchups struggled to take care of the ball against that Baylor pass rush. I mean, most of the season he was doing pretty well. He took care of the ball, and like I said, his offensive line, was doing pretty well. But against the Baylor Bears, they had the pressure. It was all of his face, caused him to make bad decisions. And he threw 7 picks in those 2 games, especially that Big 12 championship game where he threw 4 interceptions. And so it makes me wonder what's going to happen when they face that Notre Dame Fighting Irish pass rush that's got 40 sacks for this season, led by Isaiah Foskey that's got 10 of those sacks right there. He's got good weapons like Tay Martin, who's got 7 TDs for the season. Maybe they'll have to rely on the running back and Jalen Warren, who's got over 1,100 yards rushing, 11 touchdowns. So maybe that's where they gravitate towards to really control the ball. So it might be hard for that defense, however, for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish without Kyle Hamilton, their star safety, who's going to be a big player in the NFL. And also Kieran Williams, the running back, is opting out to prepare for the NFL draft as well. And that's going to be a huge hit to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish's running game. But I will say they're not in complete loss because they're actually a team that likes to throw the ball more than run the ball. And that's why I feel confident in Jay Cohen, their quarterback, which, if you're not familiar with that name, he was a quarterback for the Wisconsin Badgers way back in 2017. And for years, he was pretty much that game manager while they were going down the field in the running game with running backs like Jonathan Taylor, who now is having an MVP season with the Indianapolis Colts in the NFL. But now he's at a team right now where, like I said, it's more quarterback dependent, especially when you look at Notre Dame Fighting Irish from last year with their star quarterback Ian Book, who was breaking all these Fighting Irish records, and then who eventually ended up drafted in the 4th round by the New Orleans Saints. Jay Cohen is a guy that takes care of the ball. He's a guy that's got a strong arm. He's got a good pocket presence. I think if it comes down to it, like I said, I think they'll still try to establish the run a little bit. I think they got wide receivers to step up with the absence of Kieran Williams, but I think Jay Cohen could do it. It will be a challenge, though, I will say, because Oklahoma State's going to bring that pass rush that has had 55 sacks on the quarterback this year. That is number 1 in college football, led by Colin Oliver, who's got 11.5 sacks for the season. But, unfortunately, Jay Cohen has been sacked 33 times this year. So, it does make things a little interesting. Who's going to win? Because like I said, I feel like whoever controls the line of scrimmage and can limit their opponent's pass rush can win the game. Because, like I said, I feel like both these quarterbacks, Spencer Sanders and Jay Cohen, have shown that they can play in big games. It's just, if they get that pass rush, then I feel like that's a different story. If they can't. I think the difference is, for me, is that I've seen what Spencer Sanders has done when the pressure's in his face. Like I said, he makes bad decisions. But I go back to Jay Cohen's first game as a Notre Dame Fighting Irish in the beginning of the season against Florida State, which, by the way, he broke the record for the most passing yards in the season opener. And he did that with the Florida State's pass rush in his face. So even if Oklahoma State is able to get in his face, I am more confident that Jay Cohen can limit the turnovers, take care of the ball, take a sack, not try to throw a last-minute prayer. So I feel like I have to go with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in this game. I'm more confident, like I said, that they will take care of the ball and they will try to put points on their board despite the absence of their star running back, and that defense could put pressure on Spencer Sanders, and he will be the one that ends up making those mistakes that could cost them the game in the end. I still think it's going to be a close game. I think it might be, let's say, 27-24. The final score, Notre Dame Fighting Irish wins the Fiesta Bowl. And that has been my analysis and prediction for the Fiesta Bowl. Please check out the ones that have already come out and stay tuned for the ones that have yet to come. I'm your host, Drew Hoover, and have a good day, everybody.